And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. It's bright, it's beautiful. It is Tuesday morning. Hope you guys had a great Memorial Day weekend. Thank God for the people out there that fought for our freedoms. Let's jump into some Bitcoin price action. We'll talk about the NASDAQ, the NVIDIA run, and it looks like we have a deal on the horizon. So the question is, do we want to flip and get bullish or hold that bearish conviction? I will get into some of the details here, but here are the key takeaway points from the deal. So non-military spending will remain relatively flat for 2024. Military spending will increase by 3% in 2024. The IRS funding will be cut up to $21.4 billion, and approximately $30 billion in unspent COVID aid will be clawed back. Tighter work requirements for federal aid, SNAP in particular, and expedited 2-year timeframe for large-scale energy infrastructure projects. Economic data coming out this week is relatively light. On Friday, we're going to have non-farm payrolls and unemployment here. Thursday is going to be the jobless claims and manufacturing. So jobless claims and also S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. Didn't see that one in there. Snuck it in there. Jobless claims and PMI. And then Wednesday is going to be the JOLTS data, job openings. And then Tuesday is really kind of a nothing burger. Today we had housing price index, which came out, I think, a bit hotter than expected. Relatively bullish for the dollar. However, dollar does look like it is cooling off here. And I think just in general, the way the NASDAQ has been behaving, relatively bullish, breaking above that weekly 618 target, just putting this back on the weekly. Bit of a gap up there and above the 618. I mean, really, I guess this is the last line in the sand. If we take out this high, well, it very likely looks like we're going to be heading back to the all-time highs. However, this would be your chance to print some bearish divergence right there by creating a lower high in price and a higher high in the RSI. Otherwise, this thing looks bullish, and it looks like it is carrying Bitcoin onwards and upwards with it. Yeah, any kind of a daily closure, really above the 618 is going to look good for a little bit more continuations. Volatility is still expanding on the daily and the 2-day, and the 3-day, I imagine, is just getting going here. NASDAQ looks bullish, and meanwhile, the dollar appears to be putting in a short-term top here. And how would we identify this today? Any kind of a closure below 103.86. In fact, 104, this last pivot right there is probably good enough for me for a short-term pullback on the dollar as we get up to the 618. We got above it. So a little bit of a contention there. Maybe we get one more push higher, but I do think as volatility is beginning to decline here on the daily and the 4 hours back down to extremely low levels, did print a bit of a bearish engulfing candle on the last 4 hours. So with low economic data coming out this week, I think the dollar has a chance to cool down just a bit. Let's get into Bitcoin pricing. Where we left it off on Friday was this little 4-hour consolidation. We did say any kind of a closure below, probably going to get you a move back to the bottom side of the range, closure above, back to the top side of the range, and a bit of a more explosive move. Where can this one continue? Well, if we look at the wick-to-wick consolidation there, the 1618 is coming in at 28,785. And so I would say the next 4-hour range to be looking at here is going to be in this zone. And likely this next move either provides the impetus for the bear trap or the bull trap. What am I talking about there? Well, specifically, we've had this target down at 25,000. Where does invalidation come? It comes, we'll call this the shoulder, the head, and the shoulder, right? And here is your neckline. So tentatively, been talking about an invalidation point above this level right here at 29,600. And there's something to be said about invalidations, as this head and shoulders, if it does get invalidated to the upside, the target is going to be to the upside about 34,600. So you would have an equal but opposite measure move based on the invalidation of this head and shoulders. And so what probably gets it here is going to be the 4 hours. So 4-hour volatility is resetting, and momentum will cross or is crossed to the upside as long as we are above 27,872. The bulls are probably going to lose their legs. Any kind of a closure, a 4-hour closure back below 27,112. But otherwise, it looks sideways and up to me on the 4-hour time frame. The 12-hour, additionally, momentum is to the upside. You've got the 10-hour is crossing down right now and looks a little bit more on the bear side. 6-hour is going to be flipping back up above 28,000. We got another 4 hours there. And the 2-hour is crossed up, and the hourly is currently crossed up. Momentum to the upside. So again, I think the 4-hour time frame is going to do a decent job ruling the market here. What else do I want to bring up on the weekly time frame? We did just print a massive higher low, and that's another point for the bulls. This would be a confirmed higher low. So the question is, trend continuation or not? And with the NASDAQ printing new all-time highs almost at the moment, the fact that we have this debt ceiling deal, this AI kind of euphoria, it's hard to fight the euphoria in the market. So where does, again, the bearish invalidation happen on Bitcoin? I'd say a daily back above 29.5 is going to, invalidate this, and we'll get the next markup. Also, again, invalidation back to the downside is a 4-hour back below, I'd say 27,142. You could even raise that up to 27,215. And that's where I would start to look as this is a bit of a bull trap. Where are we at when it comes to the 618? We are coming right into the 618, and that is where those bull traps and bear traps like to happen. So needs to get a daily back above this level for price to continue onwards and upwards. Again, tomorrow, some more economic data. So as long as this AI rally lasts in the stock market, well, I think it's, in the bull's court for now. I will be back tomorrow with some more updates. I hope you guys have a blessed and highly favored day. Take care.